think we're good here. Greetings, fellow Terrans. Professor McKee here with the next. Hold on. So, greetings, Professor McKee here with new tutorial for Terra Invicta. Each time I hit 250, an increment. Each time I hit reach increment of 250. No, doing a series of videos where I do an extended tutorial walking through how to do an opening nation in Terra Invicta. Yeah. So, greetings, fellow Terrans. Professor McKee here with an extended tutorial. I am doing a series of videos where I go through how to do an opener for a particular nation. There are 3 common openers that everyone is probably familiar with if you're following the game. Opening by going for China, or the European Union, or the United States. Those are the 3 optimal starts, but you can start other places too. And someone in the comments from the last opener video asked me if I could do an opener for India. And so that is what we are doing. I'm going to be walking through how to go about taking and starting with India as your main base of power. Now, just to be clear, this is not an optimal start. India is significantly worse than the 3 major starts, but it's not a completely useless start. India does have a large population. It has some room for expansion. It already has a military. It has plenty of room for mission control. It already has some boost. It's not terrible, it's just the other countries are better. Generally speaking, you would compare it with China. China also was very large, relatively poor, and a lot of room for expansion, has some boost and some military. The thing is, China's kind of always been a lot better than India at everything that India tries to do. So China has the same kind of population, but it's a lot wealthier, 22 versus 10,000 GDP per capita. It has a little bit better military. It has much better boost, especially with the 1.0 patch. It has much better room for mission control. It's partially because it has better GDP. And India does have more room for expansion, although the recent changes in the 1.0 patch have made India a little bit better relative to China because of the hostile claims that China has for its expansion room. But if you want to have a different start, maybe do some role playing, challenge kind of thing, maybe you want to go with India. And if we aren't going with India, let's try to do it well. So India is a very large country. And because of how large the economy is, you can't just go directly in. My celebrity here, who has some great traits for an India run, for an Indian opener, still can't do it. We're going to have to apply some pressure and some improvement on her persuasion in order to achieve that. So the thing you want to do, especially for a very large country, which China and India are both going to qualify for that, is take control of countries that border, have a land border on the country that you are targeting. So Nepal borders India, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar. All these 4 countries, I want to have all their control points, or at least as many as I can. I might have some trouble here because Humanity First is pretty dominant in Myanmar. But each control point I take will give me a little bit of a bonus to get my first control point in India. Importantly, I do not want to take Pakistan. Pakistan does border India, but Pakistan is also a rival of India. And if you have a control point in a rival, that penalizes your attack on the control nation or public campaign. Also, I'm not going to bother with Sri Lanka because they don't actually have a land border. It's a very narrow strait there, but it's a strait. So you don't actually benefit from taking Sri Lanka because of the pressure from bordering. So the first steps would be 1, to take these 4 countries. And because you have a little bit of extra room with India and you might want to purchase some orgs to give you more persuasion, grabbing a country over in the Middle East, A lot of these countries are great for running spoils. And then you can get a lot of money and pay for orgs and allows you to get into the India sooner. So like Azerbaijan is a good choice. Kuwait, Saudi Arabia is a little expensive, but that's pretty good too. All of these pretty wealthy Middle Eastern countries with high GDP per capita or oil regions or bowls are all great choices. I'm probably gonna go with Kuwait. Don't have anyone. It'll be quite easy to get in there. And because India doesn't have a lot of boost, you're gonna have to build it. And building boost in a large country like India is not super efficient. There should be room to pick up, say, Singapore. That's also over here in the Southeast Asia, pretty close to India, so kind of on theme if you're trying for some sort of role-playing run. And I'm going to be picking up Singapore and be starting to build a spaceflight program, although by the time this series ends, I probably won't even have built it yet, assuming I am efficient at getting into India. So for my first steps, Liang Zhong is going to be my primary person to going after India because she is media darling, which gives her +3, because the government score here is above 6. It's a democracy. And she has ethical, and the inequality is less than 3.5, barely. So she has a +4 on her persuasion, so I want to get her persuasion as high as possible and then apply those 4 modifiers to it. And I'm lucky there's this persuasion org in my starting pool, so I am buying that and putting it on Liang here. So now she's up to 9. Ideally, I could buy this foundation one, although it costs a lot of influence. I don't have the influence to pay for that. I do have the admin to afford it, though, thankfully. So we'll see. I probably won't be able to accumulate enough influence to buy it, but if I could, this would be a great choice as well, and would really help her. And she's now up to 3%, and if I rush it up, 17%. A 20% swing is actually pretty decent, so I'm not going to even need to necessarily take all of these control points to have a decent champ. Okay, so for her, let's go for Myanmar. I'm a little worried that Humanity First will jump on it, given their huge public opinion. Franklin here is another celebrity that I've picked up because I'm going to be scrambling for control points. And oh yes, Bhutan might get stolen by initiative, so I will have him grab Bhutan.
Them to our side.
I will also give him more persuasion, so he's more likely to succeed. In terms of recruitment, I have a great choice already for my primary persuasion on India, so Valerie will work well. She has control nation, she has good persuasion. She's a pre-generated character, I think, from one of the Kickstarter backers. Although Quick Learner is not so strong anymore, she's still a good choice. She's also cheap, only 30 because I'm playing the Resistance. And Valerie,
standing by.
Well, she'll do great in swinging for Nepal, and yeah, I think I'll go for that.
Taking control.
So that'll be my first turn, just taking 3 of the control points bordering India. Ignoring that crash landed alien site. It's more important to scramble and to get the nations you need to get in order to set up your start. And then lastly, I'm going to go all in on We Are Not Alone. That's basically the standard research that you should probably be doing. These 2 will be finished very quickly by the AI, but We Are Not Alone unlocks your 5th counselor. We're going to need that control point room in order to hold something for spoils as well as something for Singapore. So let's start. There'll be a number of early events that trigger. Some of them will get us some influence. So this one, unless you're doing some sort of role-playing, there's pretty much always a good choice here, which is delivering your manifesto. This gives you influence, which will let you hire another counselor or do attempts with Control Nation, because you can spend influence to improve your chances. And you can get a public opinion boost. globally, which means you boost your public opinion in India, which will boost our control nation and public campaigns. So we will deliver our manifesto, and it jumps up. Now for the management team, this one doesn't particularly matter. The typical choice is going to be ops, kind of more for longer term. Early game, it's really hard to get ops income, so I'm going to go with ops. The other choices are very small increases of influence income, money income, or science income, and those are all pretty easy to come by.
We've gained significant
So we have the first point in Bhutan, and I'm not going to hold this country very long, but for now I'm just going to rush unity, and at some point much later in the game, India can gain claims on all of these countries bordering it, and I would fold it into my mega nation of India. So I don't want to just completely trash this country by, say, running spoils 100%. I will be using this country later on.
Our supporters are in place.
And we have Myanmar. Someone spotted us. Potentially Humanity First was trying to run control nation here too. I'm choose to assume that was why she got spotted. Of course, it's also because we delivered our manifesto.
We're taking over.
And Nepal. One good thing to do is you can set a design priority here. I like to just call it 100, say, unity. And whenever I take a new country and I'm trying to sort of seize political support in that country, you just always run 100% unity. So now I can just click here, and that saves me some tedious micro every time I take a new country or a new control point. Everyone gains cohesion, great. And we have our new mission phase. I have lots of influence again, so I can do another recruitment. Who I pick here is not super important. I have some people who are great for control nation. I'm kind of going to be looking for future proofing. So to be honest, because this person has a science trait, technocrat, she's not a terrible choice. She's not going to be very useful for, say, taking control of India, despite being from India. One trick you can do is hire someone from India and put the national hero on. And she could, I think, get national hero. She doesn't have a trait that blocks it, but technocrat is kind of a penalty for her. And I already have someone with some great conditional traits. But she'll probably be useful for either doing advising or perhaps espionage or investigation. I'm not quite sure, but she does give me some money too. So I'll grab her.
Ready to go.
And as we can see, I'm already up 1.1 because I have 3 additional control points. And I could start making attempts right now. A 22% shot is not terrible when you're just need to run it for 3 or 4 times, but I don't think I'll do that quite yet. I'm going to try and grab more of these control points before I make that move. So let's see. So Franklin, you can go take Myanmar. Valerie, take Nepal.
What's the op?
Could she help me here? No, because Rich and Technocrat basically wipe out her fanatic benefit. She's also going to do terrible at Singapore. Goodness, she's actually quite bad at everything I might go for. They don't like rich people. Well, she has a good chance here, actually. So I'm going to probably switch it up. Repujit. We'll go there. Valerie, I will move. Let's see, Singapore would work quite nicely. Oh, someone's already taken Singapore. Drag. That is unfortunate. Singapore is probably one of the best choices for running building boost. Taiwan would be a pretty good choice too. It's also in Asia. I'll probably do Taiwan. But I'm going to grab Kuwait, start running just pure spoils. I'm going to just loot the country, get lots of cash because I need cash to buy works. Let's see. You, okay, let's upgrade your persuasion. I could go for national hero, but it costs 30 XP. Yeah, give your persuasion. No one else needs anything. And we're good to go. And we just wait and see. Oh, they purged us out of Bhutan. Yeah, because public opinion is not really favorable for us there.
Our
Oh well.
presence is growing.
Not a
We failed
huge
to take control.
I was going to say not a huge concern, except yeah, we're not doing so great in some of our roles.
Prepping for the next
Critical
mission.
failure, very disappointing. So I'm going to put actually half spoils, half unity here. I do want to try to get some public support because I'm going to hold this relatively longer term. In order to do that, I need some public support. And running spoils reduces your public support every time you complete it.
We got our people in place.
Okay, we have Bangladesh. So unfortunately, we lost one of our control points for pressure. I don't think I can take it back.
Ready to go.
Yeah, they've got 11 defense because of their popular support, and that's just not that valuable a country to try and take.
Standing by for order.
He will try to redeem himself by taking Myanmar.
Establishing
It'll be a little
control.
easier now that I have a point in
Acknowledged.
Bangladesh.
Your orders?
I'll keep waiting.
Taking control.
Where to? We'll bring this nation to our side. Reporting in.
Have her maybe take that. Oh, and Protectorate has already grabbed Taiwan. Irritating. That's another great option for building boost. Alright, I will choose someone else then. Who is also a pretty good choice for boost. Israel already has a spaceflight built, and they're decent in terms of their position.
Putting our
So I'll
people
go
in
for
place.
that. Okay.
Our only hope.
Hi, Protectorate. You were very annoying taking a country I was hoping to grab.
Our presence is growing.
So we have Myanmar. Hopefully Humanity First won't purge us out.
We've gained significant support.
And we have full control in Kuwait. So I'm going to split it half and half between Unity and Spoils.
Our presence is growing.
2 for Bangladesh.
We still lack support.
We didn't get Israel. Yeah, unrest is high in Myanmar. Yeah, it's guerrilla war. That's okay. We're not going to have it for very long. At this point,
What's the op?
let's upgrade your persuasion. I can't. I would love to buy Iron Rose, actually. That would be a great pickup. I have a little bit of time, so I'm going to temporarily just go 100% spoils for Kuwait there. But I probably won't earn enough money anyways. Don't have much money. At this point, I have a base of 10, because she has 10 persuasion. We have 2.1 more from our control, from our neighbors. She has her conditional traits. So I can get up to a very respectable 49% chance by burning 32 influence. That's a lot of influence. I'm going to drop it down, at least for my first attempt, just to make sure I can
We'll bring this
continue
nation
to
our
afford
side.
I'm here.
afford it.
Your orders?
And to help that, I'm going to
We'll
investigate.
recon the site.
There's a little event you get.
Ready.
You get 20 influence.
Ready for my mission.
Ready to go.
Okay,
Ready for
Franklin, you
orders.
try with Israel.
We'll bring this nation to our side.
Your orders?
I want to save on influence because it's expensive, and I'm making attempts now at India. So what I'm going to do, which is again kind of a choice for longer term than this opening would play, but I'm trying to play as though I'm actually doing a regular opening, which is going for these micronations. This country is extremely small. Sao Tome only cost me 0.56 control point capacity, so basically nothing. But I do gain 12 research a month. So I'm basically getting 24 research per control point. It's not as efficient as it was before the 1.0 patch, but these really tiny micronations are still pretty efficient compared to other countries. For example, India cost me 30. I have 60 research a month from doing that. So every control point I pay in India, I get 2 research. Every control point I pay for a country like Sao Tome, well, I get 1 for 24. It's a lot more efficient.
Establishing control.
And they're so small, they're really easy to take. So let's see if we are able to get our first control point in India. This is a really early move on India, in part because I got lucky and I rolled. Oh, I got a ton of money. Franklin did an investment. Well, that's going to let me buy an org, I think.
Here's what we found.
I
We have found something, Commander.
have a lot of luck here. All right, so they investigated the crash. I get 20 influence. That's why I did it. And so I'll be able to make another
We have
roll.
gained significant support.
Oops. 100 unity. There we go. I'll be able to do another roll once I am on to the next phase. Yeah, I'm not going to bother
We've
with
got our
that.
people
We
in
have
play.
someone with Israel. For now, I'm going to push unity until I have stabilized it, and then I can go and start investing in boost.
We were unable to establish
Okay.
control.
She failed. We can try again, though. Yeah, so we can buy that now because we have all that. We got that really lucky event. So I'm going to put this on again my India controller. I think Valerie, yeah, she needs 18, so she only saves 2 XP for level up.
At your
And at this
service.
point, she's at a 17% chance. I can give her, a 60% chance with just 16 influence. This is
Establishing control.
very high chance of success.
Standing by.
To be honest, this is pretty lucky.
Ready for orders.
Again, like, she has 2 great traits, particularly Media Darling, but celebrities tend to have those traits. So I deliberately customized my campaign to have 2 celebrities because they're likely to have traits that are going to be helpful for you in the very early game. And
What's the
yeah,
odds?
Franklin, he can continue going for our boost country.
We'll be running this place in no time.
Ready
Thank you.
for my mission.
And Valerie,
Putting our people in place.
just to help out with taking the
Standing
points
by
in
for
India, we'll
orders.
try to grab Bangladesh. I'll switch back to Unity because I have quite a bit of cash now. And Refuget would go for another micronation. Let's do Micronesian. 13 science for only 0.5 cost
We'll be running this place
is
in
an
no time.
excellent bargain. And that's how you would set up to take India. I was expecting for this video to be longer because usually you have to spend a little more time trying to maximize your control points before you can start taking
Acknowledged.
reasonable-ish attempts. Laying here was a very lucky roll. But that is the general principle of how you do it. You need to be flexible. If someone takes Singapore from you or Taiwan, just jump to a different country. There's plenty of countries that are useful for boost or useful for spoils. I can assure you no one's going to break into India in the very first couple months of the game. India's just too large. Same thing with China, even the United States. Although I'm sure people will be moving in on France like they are already doing for some of the other countries in Europe quickly. So that is the part 1 of how we move into India. Next video, next week, will be us taking full control, discarding countries you don't need, and me talking a little bit about how you want to sort of invest in the priorities of India in order to fix it up a little bit, because it is in need of some help before it can really stabilize. The unrest is a bit high. And again, this is a video based on what someone asked me to do for an opener. I have another opener that I'm going to be doing because I hit 750 subscribers. So if you're in the comments, please let me know what sort of openers you would like to see. I've done India, I've done China, I've done United States, but if you want to see European Union, want to see Middle East, want to see Russia, want to see Africa, South America, whatever sort of opener you'd like to see, let me know in the comments. And I will be happy to make a video for that. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please comment, like, and/or subscribe so others can find this video too. I will see you all next time.